Victoria and the Instrument of Fate. A Brooklyn Antilles Adventure by J. Fitzpatrick Mauldin. I am running through the streets of downtown London, boots clicking against cobbles, not because I am running from pain, but because I am running into it. The gift, as we lovingly call it, has oft given me visions of events both dear and tragic, and on this day, it has given me the most potent of them yet. A man is wrapped in shadows, a saber of light held at his side, a pistol brandished in his right hand, the fate of the universe balanced on the tip of a sewing needle. There is no time to think, only time for action. Justice compels me. It is the year of our Lord 1840, and I am the last of my family, the last of those who stand against the night. I am Antilles, Brooklyn Antilles, daughter of Cass and Aya Antilles, and I will not, cannot fail them. They knew that this day would come, and so they prepared me as best as any parents could. They taught me to move ever forward. They taught me to never look back. I cannot say what I will face this day, but I know that if I fail, it will mean the end of everything, not just my family's honor. For the last 200 years, my blood have fought monsters and devils and demons, the darkest, most profane creatures of the night. By the divine, we were given tools to this end, the gift, the automata, weapons of light. And though we do not understand where the skyship that bore them came from, it matters little. These blessings have afforded us the opportunity to be a force of light in dark places. But on this day, the quarry I pursue is ever darker, more evil, more cruel than anything we have ever faced. It is capable of erasing everything and everyone we know with its instrument of fate. The gift has shown me this, the ephemeral sages made of blue light bestowing this heavy wisdom upon me. Whoever be struck down with this weapon shall not only die, but so too will their ancestors be erased, and their ancestors' ancestors, going back for 66 generations. History will make no note of them, their deeds, good or bad, as if they never happened. I scramble up a sublime Constitution Hill, a whirling orb of metal spewing clouds of steam beside me, as I see the parapet of Buckingham Palace draw nearer. It is difficult to run in the dress I wear, with its long hooped skirts underfoot and whalebone corset tight around my middle. It was not for the first time that I considered a woman's clothing, though beautiful, was not meant for any practical function, but rather for confinement. I rush upon those who casually stroll along the roadside, and they leap out of my way, gasping and shouting as if I were mad. "What the devil is wrong with that red-headed woman?" a man in a top hat shouts. "Fair folk unescorted and running? She must have snuck past the scullery and drank up all the sherry. I swear that her caught fire from shame. Where is her husband to rein her in? By George, what is that contraption at her side?" I pay him no mind. Time is of the essence, for it will only be moments before the Queen will exit the safety of her gates, events playing out not as they should have. The man meant to attempt her assassination, one Edward Oxford, replaced by an impostor. The automata rolling beside me made a series of noises, bleeps and blips I have learned to decipher. It is telling me that an advanced weapon approaches. It is telling me the target is near. The gates to the palace yawn wide, and an open-top carriage comes rolling out, drawn by a series of majestic white horses with flowing manes, brushed more beautifully than half the women in the city. No guards attended the Queen, only her valets, in their red coats and white pants, crisp and spotless, a picture of British arrogance. They are leaving the gates, turning, hooves clicking, and he is there. Even in the full daylight, under a blue sky, the space around me begins to dim. A shadow stands in the street, cloaked and hooded, his body swallowed by fabric stitched from the very night. He strides toward them, as slow and confident as a hunter who has already cornered its kill. His hand is raising, an ivory flintlock pistol gripped in his pale fingers. He is only steps away from the Queen, and I am too far. Without preamble, the automata halts, a panel swinging wide upon its surface, a bolt of blue light hurling forth. Sensing danger, the shadow recoils from the attack. The street bursts into pandemonium. I am on him like a crack of thunder, having closed the distance despite my skirts, whip in hand. The braid of leather comes whistling down, exploding against his wrist, a shock of pain forcing him to drop the pistol. The Queen is screaming, the valet is attempting to flee, horses whinnying and kicking. "You would come to stop me, Antilles," the man says. "You know not what I do. I come to stop a madness, come to bring balance to the force." I recoil at the mention of my name. How does he know me? "You come to destroy it all. I have seen the sage's vision." "Sages?" he laughs. "Long dead Jedi. Their actions would unravel it all. Join me instead. Have all that you desire. See your family restored, brought back from death. I can show you this power." He extends a shadowy hand. I hesitate under the oppressive will shrouded in those faded green eyes that remind me too much of my own, once brown, now forest. Something shifts in my chest, my heart wavering for an instant. I do wish to have them back. I wish very much. But no. Death is a part of life. I will never. "So be it," he says, drawing from his cloak a saber of red light. The air crackles with energy as he tests its weight and settles into a fighting stance. "Let's see you spar in a dress." As is the case with most men, he does not know. He takes me for some vapid baroness or a porcelain doll playing at adventure. I am neither. I reach down, taking hold of the clasps on the front of my skirts, then rip the fabric from my body to discard it on the street. Beneath, I am dressed in a set of loose trousers designed for fencing, one of my father's old pairs. A saber of blue light appears in my hand, a counterpoint to his own dark device. He smiles, then rushes towards me, the two of us tangling in a melee of slashes, swipes, and riposte. Our crackling weapons scrape against one another, bars of light hissing like lightning skating over boiling water as they touch. The terrified people of London fade away. Only we remain. A boot darts behind my heel, and he sweeps me off my feet, making me crash shoulder first on the cobbles. I roll onto my side, ignoring the pain for a moment, springing up just as his saber cuts a fiery rent into the stones beside my head. Stance renewed, I swing one final time, slashing his black cloaks in twain with my saber of light. His weapon recoils into nothing, red light slipping back into the tube that contained its energy, his dark vestments collapsing to the cobbles as if no one were ever there. He is gone, and it was easy. Too easy. A laughter fills the street, distant and menacing. "You cannot kill me," he says. "I am darkness, and you are light. We are one in the same. Until we meet again, my darling, do take care of yourself." Despite standing in full sunlight, a shiver runs down my spine. The city snaps back into reality, attention falling onto me. Royal soldiers rush towards me, angry expressions on their faces and curses on their lips. It is time to go. I have done what I came to do. I race away from the scene, my whirling automata collecting the weapon of fate for us to add to the vault. I know that I have held back the darkness for another day, and so I don't look back. You can never look back, I tell myself, and disappear among the crowds of London.